said shit. Maybe like a disco biscuit. Disco. Disco biscuit. What's the price on that love? I was like, girl, ain't no price on love. She said, well, boy, whatever it was the ticket. I said, you know, probably ain't nothing but a disco biscuit. You know what I'm saying, girl?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Terp Talk Tuesday with Micannacast. I'm Canada Dave.
And I'm Ruby.
On today's episode, we're bringing back the primary terpenes. I know we've been talking a lot of different education throughout the new year. We haven't really gone into any terpenes, so we're going to bring back some of the primary terpenes today and discuss those. What are your guys' favorites as usual? What ones are you enjoying right now? We have some real-life examples.
Yeah,
yes, thank you, Groovy.
Yep.
That we will be showing to discuss the terpenes and flavors as we're discussing it. And then also, we're going to talk about consumption lounges. I don't know if anyone heard, but here in Michigan, there might be the first one coming to us in the Metro Detroit area in Hazel Park. We'll see what happens. Pretty exciting because we've been discussing consumption lounges, I feel like, since cannabis became legal in 2018.
Well, it's been a big hope. I mean, that's going to bridge that gap of normalizing because it's like the bar to alcohol. So it's going to really...
And we'll get into that because it's not going to be just like... because you can't...
It's not exactly the same, but I'm saying it's similar. Like
being able to be out and smoke, and you know that's a consumption lounge, and you know that's a bar. So yeah, and then as always, let us know what you guys are smoking on, and dab it on, or maybe you're eating some edibles tonight. Let us know how you guys are consuming. Yeah, we're gonna be sparking up. What did I roll up? I don't remember. Galactic Runs.
I was gonna say I don't actually remember because I was doing all the other programming stuff behind the scenes. So
he's like,
I really don't even know.
I don't even think I told you, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you just kind of did it. So so we're smoking on that. Yeah. But yeah, today we're talking about primary terpenes.
Bringing it back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and we're going to list off more than just the few that I have below right now. It's just primary terpene examples. Limonene, Myrcene, and beta-carotene. The little B thing stands for beta-carotene. The B, beta. Because these are three that you see just around a lot of places. There's definitely more. We're going to touch on a couple more. But we just haven't done a terpene episode in a while. And we're like, you know what? We're going to do a refresher, and we're going to kind of do more broad just onto the primary terpenes. And I'm sure we're going to miss a couple because time, but especially when it's kind of hard to label which ones are primary. You know, I've seen 8 primary terpenes. I've seen 12. I've seen 10. To be honest, I feel like there's only like 5 or 6 main ones, and the rest of them are very small amounts, but they're still around. So we're going to mention them and just kind of talk about them. But yeah, that's what it's going to be pumped. And then please, like Canada Dave said.
Hey, I know it's funny if anyone's been here like a long time listener and we talk terpenes. When me and Groovy went to the grocery store, he literally picked out the 3 terpenes that were his favorite.
Without even realizing. I was like, damn.
He's like, I got my carotene, I got my limonene, and I got my Myrcene.
I was like, damn, son, where'd you find this?
Which one would you want to talk about first, man?
Well, let's just do limonene, because, I mean, we always talk about it. I like to just start with it, because it's the first one here. Bada bing. Limonene, lemon, citrus, kind of easy to remember. I have lime, but I think lemon is kind of what the flavor kind of reminds me of most. I don't know about you. What do you think? And
I would agree with
it's
you.
Really uplifting pot, usually.
A lot of the lemon and lime, or orange, I'd even go with.
Like anything citrus,
like right here, the oranges. This.
It says that's what it is. It says citrus peel. That's what like they define limonene as. That's why I say lime would be fine. Anything citrus peel, that's citrus. You know, you feel it in your nose. I can smell it right there. Like it's that thick stuff.
It's that good.
Hey, cheers, T-Dub. Dabbing on some Royal Gala from Cloud. Nice. We'll be dabbing in a second. Cheers. Ting. But yeah, just talking about limonene, I really find it to be an uplifting cannabis, on a personal level. I do. So,
there are other terpenes, obviously, that give you more of the uplifting feel, but I feel like sticking to the citrus and the lime, lemon, that is more of your dominant, what you're going to be called sativas, where people are going to be paying attention to.
Well, they're the head highs, you know.
Uplifting creativity.
Yeah, it's clearly like the head high stuff, you know. Like if we break down the strains, like your Bangarang is famous for it. You know what I mean? They have
between our small circles.
No, that's what I was saying. Lemons, limes, blood oranges.
We could have rolled that up actually.
What? Oh, Bangarang? I didn't know you had any.
It was like the.
Oh, we could have. So yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it really does smell like lemons. I think it's uplifting. There's tons of strains that they list here. I wouldn't say any of them have a super limonene, like the ones that were listed on Leafly here or whatever. Not Leafly, whatever website this was. But I think that Bangarang was one of the most ones, or the Lemon Tree.
The Lemon Tree concentrate by Monster Extracts. That was
one of the most limonene things I've ever. Yeah, it's just how that terpene was 100,000%.
The Sauce and Diamonds, yeah. That was so tasty, and it actually gave you the
Did anyone try
effects
that
too.
Out there?
It gave you that uplifting creativity. No, and the South African KwaZulu. I don't know what exact terpenes that was, but that gave you that uplifting feel right away. And I think it did have a little citrus notes to it. That I'd have to say they had a couple actually good uplifting strains. I haven't dabbed their stuff in a while. Shout out Monster on that, but
yeah, right.
They've had some good stuff. They've been retweeting all of our stuff. So if you actually don't follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter at Micannacast.
I'm not even sure if I follow us on Twitter.
You don't follow anyone on
I don't really use Twitter, man.
I know.
I know. If anyone uses Twitter out
you
there,
have like 1,000 tags from me and our buddy about NFTs, like giveaways. There's literally probably 1,000, maybe 2,000 notifications, and he's just like, I don't know. Twitter's interesting. It's a lot, but.
Whatever.
I like it though. I like it because that's where like a lot of the crypto NFT stuff, and they're kind of friendly with cannabis, so they're not really hating on it.
One thing I will say about limonene, since we went on a tangent there, I want to bring it back.
Thank you.
Limonene is not always the most dominant, but it's in a lot. It's not as common as Myrcene, which is our next one, and Myrcene is the most common one in cannabis. So that's why we bring that one up. But I really don't
Myrcene
have much
is,
more
yeah.
to say about limonene. You know, that's the thing about terpenes and terpene studies. A lot of them have to do with like anti-inflammatory, this, right? But none of them are on such a level where they're super drastic. At least far as limonene goes, because from everything I read, there wasn't anything. A lot of euphoric type of feelings, right? You know, it says used for obesity, cancer, bronchitis, but that's what I'm saying. There's all these studies are very specific, and they're not like on such a macro level where we can say these are true. So that's what I want to say about limonene specifically. But again, a lot of times if you smell lemon or like that smell, like that's what terpenes and essential oils are used for. Cleaning products, lotions. So anything that smells like citrus, lemon, most likely has some there in there if they're using.
Definitely. It's pretty
naturals.
common in a lot of the cannabis strains out there.
Right.
It's like in Mac, it's in Do-Si-Do. It's in Leafly strain of the year, Do-Si-Do.
Whatever. Boo.
I'm always going to bring that up.
Boo. Every time I hear Leafly's strain of the year, I just think, you know what I mean?
We're going to have Micannacast strain of the year next year. We'll do it right up on it. You got like strawberry, banana, OG Kush. Or not OG Kush, Tahoe OG, wedding cake. So some of those strains carry the limonene. And then also the ones that we talked about for sure. Your lemon tree, your bangerang. What's the other one? Super lemon haze, any of those. Those are all good ones too. So, but yeah, let's get into Myrcene now.
Myrcene is the most popular.
Yep.
And like the most, or not popular, what am I even saying? The most common. The most common one. I mean, Dave's holding up a mango, so it is found in mangoes. It's also hoppy or balsam, which I mean is a specific plant. Do you have where's the beer go? Here it is. Haha. So I got a beer, which is hoppy. So, you know, like an IPA or something very hoppy. That's kind of where you're going to get into that Myrcene flavor-wise. As far as Myrcene goes in plants, like as cannabis, I mean, it's the most common. So you're going to find it in tons of them. Now, will you find it in every, how do I say this? Every plant? No, but it's in a lot of them. So.
And going to some of the common strains that Myrcene's found in, we've all smoked it. OG Kush,
right? That's true.
You have your Granddaddy Perps, Cherry Pie, which is crossed with your Girl Scout cookie, one of the main crosses. So it's pretty common. You also have the Granddaddy Purple.
Yeah,
it's got platinum garlic as well too. So the Myrcene, I enjoy Myrcene. I still don't know what my freaking favorite terp is.
Really? We've been doing this for like a year now, and you still got nothing?
Nothing, dude. Honestly, nothing.
I mean, like I said, I like the combination of Myrcene, Bear, Carefully, and limonene. I mean, I know it's kind of basic, but I mean, every time we just accidentally noticed that. But I also like linalool, which is I would say primary only because it's kind of specific to its flavoring.
I would say linalool is definitely a primary terpene because it's pretty common. I mean, it's not probably one of the top 3 always. You know, if you're going by percentages within the strains, but it has some great effects. Linalool, the lavender,
very calming.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Very calming effect. It's great for a nighttime smoke at the end of a stressful day.
Oh, for sure.
Smoke
That
some of that.
Drive or Ave, whatever we smoked, man, that was fire. I definitely would say, here's a fun fact about Myrcene. It's found in 21.3% of cannabis. So it's literally almost a quarter of any of the cannabis out there. Like, that's how common it is. And that's why I think a lot of times I connect it to that earthy flavor, but how they actually describe it is peppery, spicy, balsam flavor, and beer, and then in mangoes, which is interesting because they're totally 2 different palettes, but they come from the same flavoring, which I thought was very fascinating. You know what I mean? Very interesting.
Terpenes are interesting because like there's not enough information on the terpenes. Like there's information on the terpenes, right? But it's just not talked about a lot within the cannabis industry still. Like we have some brands that are talking about the terpenes or they'll be posting them on their packaging, but it's not talked about as much. And I think it just goes to when the cannabis industry was evolving and growing, people were just going and picking the indica sativa hybrid, and that was the quickest way to understand it.
That was it, right? Well, I mean, it's a lot to take in at first.
Oh, dude,
we've been talking about this for years, and it's still kind of hard to grasp it all. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, I get it.
So, like, with that, it's like, it's going to take time for all the terpenes to catch on and still learn which ones you're liking and which ones you're going to go to. And for me, I mean, it's still taking me time, and I've been smoking for a while. I love, I just love weed in general. Concentrates, and like I used to think I didn't like, what was it? Humulin? No, is that the one, the hoppy one? Oh shit.
Well, that's what I think I mix up, because I think Myrcene is actually the balsam one. It is a little bit, but
like, to be honest though, I looked up the pressure and I saw testing results on the pressure strain, and that has humulin in it, and I like that strain. So like the more I start seeing testing on the packaging, like we were able to see on some brands here in Michigan, out in Vegas, it gives you a better understanding. I think it's helpful. Hopefully the industry continues moving in that direction.
So, as we talk about limonene being close to lemons and Myrcene having that balsam, or like, again, I want to say I read hoppy flavor in there too, but I think you're right. I think it's somewhere else as well. But I just think what's interesting about like the betas and alphas, right? You end up having two different flavor palettes. Excuse me. Because like what's interesting about a mango and balsam is in like, like that earthy flavor, spicy. I don't think of that taste spicy or, like similar. But when you have betas and alphas, that's what I wanted to bring up, is sometimes you end up with these different flavorings. It's the same thing with like beta carotene is the main one that we're talking about today, but like that is
ground black pepper,
which is, yes, pepper. But like I said, they
cloves,
also,
cinnamon,
alpha Myrcene is also got some of that. So that's what I'm saying. But it's funny how some of these flavorings kind of blend, right? Because we only have so many flavors we can taste, right? There's sweet, there's sour, there's umami, there's salty, and there's spicy, right? There's the 5, I think there's 7. There might be a couple more missing, right? But there's only certain things we can taste, and it's a mixture of those things that make up these terpenes. And sometimes it's not so blatant, like citrus, like limonene. Oh, you know exactly what that is. Everyone knows what citrus is. But Myrcene is a little bit harder to dial in, and that's why I think it's in all plants, because it's more like what a plant tastes like. It's more of a natural taste. We don't really talk about alpha pinene or carotene because it's not really found in cannabis that often, where beta carotene is. It's cinnamon, it's hops. See, this crossover with hops and black pepper. So it's interesting. Oh, what's up, fam? Yeah, what's up, everybody? How's it going, fam? Always let us know what you're smoking on, dabbing on, share, comments, any of that stuff helps us beat the internet algorithms from hell, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, but did you hold up the pepper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Word.
Right.
So Dave's on it. I'm chilling. I'm not paying attention. I'm just going on my soapboxes and talking. Dave's gonna be a hand model like Zoolander. But yeah, no. And these are just examples of some of the three that we see very commonly, and that's why I wanted to bring these up, because these are very common. These three specifically: and beta carotene, limonene, Myrcene.
Well, I think anytime you get your cannabis product, if you see test results on it, you are going to see one of those. Probably like 80%. The three you just said, probably 80. I'd even probably say 90 to 95% of the time, you will see one of them as the top 3 terpenes within testing, in my opinion. With those 3 terpenes you just said, like out of all of the terps in cannabis, or technically not even cannabis, terpenes are plants and oils as well too. So in that aspect within the cannabis plant, I think those 3 are always going to be
around. Like I feel like it has to do with like they must have been dominant or in the older genetics, like the landrace strains, like the most, and that's why we have them. That's why I think Myrcene is connected more to that plant taste or that earthiness, like that when you read about it, it's kind of a mixture of flavors, and these are like heavily common.
Yeah, like your beta carotene has got some great strains with it. You got your sherbet, you got your Girl Scout, you got your Chem Dog, your Pineapple Express, Original Glue, even Do-Si-Do as well. Like, some of those are fantastic strains. Like you're hitting on the Sour Diesel, love it. Chem Dog, dope. Pineapple Express,
classics. These are classics.
And just by being in that strain, obviously you have all the other terpenes that complement it and give you the flavors and the aroma of it. And that's the great thing about terpenes in general.
Yeah.
Other than the indica sativa and just going like, hey, what team are you, indica or sativa? Because I'm all team. I like them all.
Well, I used to always be like indica, but that's because like really deep down, I love smoking a bud that calms me down, and that's what I always thought was the sedative one. Where I guess depending on my mood beforehand, it really depends, right? And that's something I didn't learn until I smoked for a little bit and understood the difference between them. Because sometimes like, you know, when you're first getting to know cannabis, does it make you feel like in the head or does it make you feel you're sleepy? That's easy to connect to because when you're first smoking bud, that's what happens. You either get super confused and paranoid or you pass out, right? So those are easy to connect to. And that's why I totally get that. But now that we moved on to terpenes and these examples, you can dial in, you know, that like these citrus things like terpenol or limonene are going to give you that euphoric high. Right, and then same thing with caffeine and myrcene. Those might hit you in the body. What's up, MI Loudflower? How's it going, fam? Guys? What y'all smoking on? So that's kind of that's the interesting about these terpenes. And although it does get more specific and it gets a little bit more confusing, you know, it's kind of like why I used to always assume everything that was citrus was a sativa, and that wasn't true. Because sometimes you'd get that citrus smell on like a Death Star, which Death Star is a heavy indica. Right, so and that's where I got confused because back in the day I used to associate them too easily.
Right, yeah.
Head high sativa, but then people were like no, and then I was like, oh, lemons must just be wake you up, but it's like, oh, it doesn't always, like because it could be an indica. And that's why you can't really. That's why I think it's more true to the terpenes than the grow. But again,
I also think though it affects how each person smokes and how the strain those terps affect
like,
you.
Who are you, right?
Yeah. Because you might smoke a citrus strain that doesn't give you any of the effects that could give to me. Like I could be like, oh wow, it's so euphoric, or just give me uplifting effects, and you just might be like, man, I'm actually chilling more than anything. Like,
right.
I'm feeling.
It happens all the time on our reviews and shit. If you listen to just when me and Dave do news updates and reviews and our own little segments between me and him.
Wedding bone.
Wedding bone? Someone's smoking on wedding bone?
That's MI Loudflower. That sounds.
Damn.
So crosses.
Yeah, I gotta ask, right?
Wedding cake and what bone? I like the bone though.
Let us know. I appreciate it.
Oh, and speaking of episodes, real quick, let's give a shout out to tomorrow's episode, Groovy.
Yeah.
We got Andy on, lead vendor out of
Can of Brands.
My dude, Oak Can of Brands. We've been posting some sneak preview clips on our IG and Facebook. You can check those out there. It's pretty cool. It's an interesting story, you know, going from, well, Cannaboy is going from the medical now to the legal. Now you have all of them under the umbrella, Oak Can of Brands, and you have Petro, which is the wax company. You have the Jays, which we've been...
if you were at our event, you could have won.
True. We passed those out there in the joint packets. We posted some of the content on our story and our IG profile. You can check those out. They're pretty sweet. I was actually smoking the Mac the other day, and it's nice. I enjoyed the Mac. I think that was probably one of my favorites on that.
I definitely dig the what you'd call it, the pheno, the flavor, like, you know, genetics. And
so, great episode that drops tomorrow at 4:20. There's also Band Co. and hearing the story on why they came up with the name Band is awesome, and it fits perfectly. So you have to listen to that, and then also. Since we just recorded, we have another couple special guests coming up in the following months, which is pretty cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to drop it yet, or do you want to wait?
You can announce it. I mean, just for the people listening.
So we got
what's up, Green Dean?
The daughter of the legendary musician and activist Peter Tosh. So we got his
Niambe
Micannacast to come on. And we just recorded with her the other day, so that won't come out till March, but it was an honor having her on and what she's doing for cannabis and the plan for Peter Tosh and the Peter Tosh Foundation and their launch of a cannabis brand in the coming future. So pretty exciting. So we got some cool things coming up.
Yeah, very excited for that episode to come out. Honestly, Dave always plays that song "Legalize It" and has loved his music forever. So to hear what she's done from his movement, also his movement, and some backstories and some stories I didn't get to hear about in other interviews. So it was really awesome. Mm-hmm. So please check it out. Big activist in the game. Very humbled to make that happen. So shout out Canada Dave on that. So Canada Dave deserves a cheer every once in a while. I'm just kidding. He deserves it.
I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing. I just show up.
Listen, if it wasn't for Canna Dave, you wouldn't even know he exists because I might post on the Facebook. I would just stream.
That's why I appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares. I appreciate all of you.
Yeah, please.
That all really helps.
And yes,
Much
dab
love.
time.
Yeah, I'll take a
T-Dubs.
dab.
Not for you. For me and T-Dub. I just said
Whoa,
dab time.
whoa. See, guys, what I do is, I roll up a nice fat joint, smoke it.
Oh, here he is, getting the pity party from the now. I have to give him one. I
love it.
Oh, Green Dream smoking on some homegrown. I dig it. Yeah, we're just taking out what you dabbing on, what you smoking on break.
Yeah, take a break from the terp talk or the primary terpenes.
Well, we did the first three. We can touch on a couple little ones, but those three are so common. Those are the main ones.
Those are always going to, at least one of them is always, in my opinion, like we said, 90-95%.
Shit.
I'm just shooting a number out. I'm probably completely wrong.
Right.
That's gonna
I'd bet.
I would too. I'd take the under.
You're just like, reassurance?
Those would show up in the, they would show up on cannabis test for sure. Definitely. But I do want to talk about, actually, what are we dabbing real quick before we get in the next topic?
Hog breath.
Hog breath.
Hog breath.
What was the strain?
Hog breath?
Oh, that's the strain. Shit, my bad.
What the hell? What are you dabbing on? Hog breath. What's the strain?
For some reason,
Hog breath?
I don't know, dude. I don't think I need dabs right now.
Yeah. Jesus. What was in that weed? Crack? Like, oh.
No. We're not 19 again.
Green Deem says, I work in a hop farm in MI. Hops and cannabis are the same plant family. Cannabis, can't say that word. Hops are tested for alphas, betas too. Terps are profiled. Both plants have unique product they produce. Exactly, and that's what that's what I was trying to elaborate, is that the beta and alpha, they're very unique to their own, but they also cause, different effects depending on the user and the experience. But that's why we're big fans of the entourage effect.
Dude, 100%.
Annabomb, what's up, fam? How's it going, dude?
Yeah,
what's everyone smoking on, dabbing on? Let us know, please. How you enjoying your cannabis? I know I said it like that. Cannabis.
I think I'm gonna be buying a Puffco here, guys.
Oh, I don't have a sound effect for that. Really, I don't know.
Just give me the round of applause.
No, what does this do? Oh no, Dave's gonna get a Puffco. It's like a horror film.
Shit.
Well, that was scary. I woke everyone up. What do you need to smoke to calm back down? Just kidding. You just got double tap. Remember, blue is the lowest temp. Dave likes to do 450 dabs, so shit, it's crazy.
I'm doing your.
Well, and I was like, when I got the peak, I was thinking about getting the pro, but it was double the price, and going from a quartz nail to that, I was like, well, it's already a step up, so. And the Dr. Dabber went down to 500, but that went down to 450, so I was like, I don't know. So I just kind of got the one I got a good deal on. That's it. I don't know if I prefer either one. They're both kind of tight. Does anyone else have one that they recommend? Give him a cheer. Give him a cheer, T-Dub says. All right, I'll give him a cheer. There you go, King Dave. There you go, bud.
MI gave me a round of applause. I love it.
I see a round of claps. I'm sorry. Dabbing on some headband, dude. Throwback. I would love to dab on some headband.
Man, that was good.
Don't even clear it,
dude. You got me dying over here. What do you want me to do, man? What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I love you, man.
Like I said, I'm gonna get a Puffco.
Yeah.
No, it's just so much easier.
Absolutely. Hey, let's if you're looking to buy some CBDs, I want to give a shout out to Nino's Natural CBD.
Oh yeah.
And use that promo code MICANNA15. That's MICANNA 15. Excuse me, damn, I just took the hit because Dave didn't finish it. I'm sorry, I'm gotta give you shit, bro.
That was my second puff.
And Nino'sNaturalCBD.com, and you can save 15% on checkout. And then anything
they have
over
a range from
$50,
gummies to tinctures to patches to anything with CBD product. They have CBG and different milligrams on your tinctures from I think it was like 750 to 1400 or something like that. So check them out. Groovy's got the lower third roll, and it'll be rolling there for a little bit. So just mention MICANNA15 at checkout. You'll be good. Save that 15%.
For sure. What's up, Blackneck Organics? Not like Brad. What's up? What y'all smoking on, dabbing on? Adam Bomb, where'd you get that headband, by the way? I really love to know. That's sweet. I really do think that's sweet.
Dude, it's my bad.
I used to love headband because also when I got that headband, I got a half ounce of, or my buddy got a half ounce of headband and a half ounce of Super Silver Haze, and that was the only times I had that Super Silver Haze that was like mwah, and I'll never forget it. I got an eighth of each for my buddy, and it's a beautiful moment.
Sad day.
Oh, dude, when you don't have strains and you look back and you're like, damn, I wish I would have saved that, like, or like got more of that. Like, you don't really.
What are you gonna?
You think it's gonna be around forever, and they're gone because everyone's
that's
trying new genetics.
That's how weed though was back then.
That's how weed is now. What do you mean?
No,
weed,
I mean
because you had everything.
Well, okay.
Well, now seeds are easier.
I was gonna say from this perspective, like back then when it was illegal, when you had a dealer, they would just get weed. Like you'd get that one strain. Anyone I ever went through, allegedly,
allegedly, come on, man.
Right.
We all know now.
Yeah, but even when you went to them, they never had like that same strain over and over, unless you knew somebody that grew it, and then they had that strain, same strain. So like that Super Silver Haze, even if you liked it, where you got it from, probably never got it again. That you would even be able to have the chance to get it. Now at a shop, you might be able to, if they keep it in their cycle, you'll probably be able to get that product in 3 months.
Absolutely.
Which is the only cool difference from now going from the illegal to the legal.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just an interesting perspective. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely is. One thing. You want to take a break here from the terpenes because I want to talk about it in a second, but we just talked about it for a little while. But let's talk about that consumption lounge that you just brought up.
Yeah. So
that was really cool to hear. Like,
so shockingly,
amazing.
It's not like Ann Arbor or Detroit if this goes through.
I love how you say Ann Arbor, but it's like they're so advanced on like ethogenic blends and cannabis. Absolutely, I get it.
Well, I thought they were approved for them too, and I thought they were looking at.
Wasn't Detroit approved for them too?
Detroit's not even open for adult use.
That's what I'm saying. So. We're slack-a-lacking here. Like, we're slow in here.
But in Hazel Park, so that's in Oakland County, which is crazy still. But Hazel Park, they have a lot of shops already open, recreational shops. It would be called, I think, the Hot Box Social. Don't quote me on that. But
quote me, boy. He ain't said shit. Sorry. Came out. It was already out by the time.
But it'd be on John R. in Hazel Park.
Nice.
And you won't be able to there won't be a menu there where you'd be able to buy from the menu. You would have to bring your own pot. BYOP.
Interesting. So you can't really buy cannabis, but you can you can bring your own cannabis. Okay, that's cool.
So it's gonna be like a meetup with.
That's cool. No,
friends,
I dig that.
Hang out, dab sesh.
Well, a place to do it, yeah, but you can do it.
There's got to be a cover charge, right?
Well, and think about this too: the person that's traveling, right? It gives them a safe spot to smoke cannabis.
I do like that. I do like that.
You know what I mean? Like, especially if, like, say you're in town for a few days on business, you're downtown Detroit, like, maybe find some people to smoke some weed with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, that would be cool because, I mean, think about what you like when I travel. I go to a bar because, like, that's what people do. I mean, you go to do something social, right? The bars are around. So I think that's what the really cool thing and what consumption lounges could lead to is the fact that it's gonna be like just more accessible without having to actually like have a house. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it'll be cool because you can just meet up with a bunch of people if you want. Be able to, I mean,
100%.
Obviously, if it's bring your own pot, I'm assuming people are gonna be trading on the side. Obviously, like, yeah, let me try.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, so. But it'll be cool, like you said. It'll be a meetup where you can go. They'll probably. I wonder if you can even serve food and stuff. But it's just cool to see Hazel Park.
I bet you they can serve snacks. I mean, why couldn't they get a food license if they're not selling cannabis?
Right.
I mean, I don't think they would sell a liquor license to a place that's also hosting cannabis. You know what I mean? I don't think you could get the.
But would you even be interested to go into something like that? Because you're not buying pot, you're bringing your own pot. Well, like I said,
I'm a local here. We'd probably just meet up at someone's house, but
right.
I really think this is huge for places that are like, what's it called? Tourist spots.
You could probably
even Detroit in the summer. Like I think these are huge for places like that because if you're coming on business, that's the type of place. I mean, think about this. Like you're traveling to Cleveland. Would you, if there was a consumption lounge, would you ever go to a bar? No.
I would definitely hit the consumption lounge.
No, I'm saying
100%.
if you exactly though. That's what I'm saying. Once they exist, though, all those people that go to bars out of boredom because that's where it's social, they're gonna go to consumption lounges. So, I mean, I don't know how popular they will be compared to bars.
But, I wonder.
I mean, T-Dub brings up a point. He says you can't smoke in your hotel. Go to the lounge. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's really for that. But think about it. Like, I don't know. That would be so much easier. Like when I was out I know California is California, but any place you go, Phoenix, like all these places, you're smoking on the street. You're still putting yourself at risk. You go to consumption lounge now, like.
You're just going to hang out and blaze, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what's cool though, because if you want, like on a Friday night, Saturday night, you don't feel like being inside. You're like, let's go to bring your Puffco, bring a couple joints, and just
bring
chill.
Some dabs and just match with some
If
people.
I was the shop, I would put out like video games up or something. Get some slots.
Put some pool.
Yeah.
I play the shit out of some pool, man. I have some pool competitions and like.
So I think it's curious how it's gonna actually look. So if it does open up, I mean, obviously we're definitely gonna check it out, Groovy. I mean, that's literally right.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, I'd go to anywhere. If there was a consumption lounge, I'm checking it out. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'd go regularly unless it was in my routine. You know, I'm not sure if I even have the time to just hang out at a lounge all the time. But I would definitely go sometimes, or say someone comes in from out of town that's never been, like, hey, let's go check out the lounge, or just like you said, it's a central hub for maybe people from other places, and like. You just go shoot pool once a week with your buddies and smoke some dabs now. You don't got to go to a bar and shoot pool.
And Hazel Park's not bad because that's like halfway on your way to Detroit if you want to go like Tigers game or a Sporting's event or go to a concert downtown.
Hazel Park's pretty close to Detroit.
Stop there, hang out, meet up spot, and then head down.
Yeah, for sure. No, 100%.
It's crazy though that it's Hazel Park in my opinion that you're already seeing it. And hopefully this starts pushing other cities to doing it. Who knows how popular it will be, like you said, because if it's just bring your own pot at that point. But but would you rather bring your own pot or would you rather buy stuff if you had to go? If there was the option.
I think I'd prefer the option of both, but that's like, oh man, no shit. Like, but I really would though, because it really nice to be able to bring your some, but say, hey, I'm out one day. Say that, especially if each place could be like a micro biz or something, like they do it all in house or on the same property. Think of how amazing that could be. Then you go by the house brand. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. I think the possibilities from it are really cool. Because I remember when I went to a Compassion Club back in the day. Where was that at? It was in Waterford. That's how long ago it was, before they all got raided. And it was in the back of some really like, I don't know, like almost like an industrial park. And you'd go back and it was like this door that didn't even have a sign. It was just all about you knock on it and they let you in, buzz you in, right? It was this whole process. But when you went in, they only had like, back in the day, it was like 5 strains and a couple edibles, all homemade, caregiver, this was 12 years ago. But in the back, they had ping pong and a pool table and they had a couch with TVs. And like, you could hang out, but you just can't really drive like right away. I think they said hour minimum after you like finish getting stoned, or so half an hour. So if you're getting stoned, I forget what it was. It was some number. Right. But like, that was this was 2010, like this was so long ago.
Right.
So the idea's been there forever. I think it's gold. I just think it's going to have some like rough, like some potholes, getting ironic for Michigan, but it's going to get some potholes.
Yeah, where is the pot for potholes? Because I mean, dude,
right.
On a side note, holy cow. There's some craters out on the roads around my drive to work. I was like, holy cow.
That's how that goes, dude.
Dude, DeQuinder, bad.
Oh, dude, I mean, I live in Pontiac, so. So
I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, that's why I hate that's why I thought we gotta see where all the tax.
D-Dub's got a really good point. He said, I'd rather bring my own, so they don't upcharge. And that's kind of the thing is, right, if you couldn't bring your own, it's just like what a bar does. They charge you up the ass just so they can get that extra couple money, because that's what they pay for. They make their money off their environment. And see, that's the thing, though. It's like, that's why I think they should have that option, because that's where they can make some bread if they're having a slow week, right? Otherwise, you're going to have to pay like a $10, $20 admission fee. It's going to be very complicated prices. So if they could charge a lower door fee and then also have cannabis and food sales, and they can make revenue from multiple points, then they have a better chance of surviving than if you're just making door sales or not selling cannabis. Like, I think the option for them is important, but also it works for our end. We can do both.
Think about this, though. Even if you're open the consumption lounge, you could probably do private events, private parties, because that's a place where people can consume. So there's going to be other avenues for those businesses to make money if they don't have the option to sell. And hopefully they're not charging. Like, you can't charge like $30. People aren't going to pay $30 to go smoke, 100%. You know?
Well, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is
I mean, I don't think I'd pay $30. I don't think I'd pay $30.
But this is what I'm trying to say
out.
With consumption lounges. If you can make points of revenue at different points, like, or you can make money at different points, right? Then you don't need to be so high at the door. You don't need to upcharge at the weed. You don't need to overprice the food if they can sell it all, because then people are going to come in, you know. But then there's the issue is how much can you bring in? Because then what if people just come in with a half a pound and just sell out of your place? You know, there's got to be some like no secondhand sales, and that's kind of shady. But like, you know, people are going to try to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you can gift 21 and up.
Yeah, I mean, gifting's one thing, but if you go to a place, I mean,
I think they won't. There'll probably be security. Well,
that's what I'm saying. How does that work if they're not making money off the weed? Like, where are they making their money? Because they got to stay alive somehow, right? It's still a business at the end of the day. You know, unfortunately, that's true. Yo, what's up, Nick? How's it going? Peanut butter cookies, nice.
We'll see. We'll see if it even opens. Like, who knows?
That's true.
We're not 100%, but for them to be talking about, there's a couple articles out on it, and I just saw it popped out, like, I think yesterday or the other day.
Well, I mean, and I just think the possibilities with consumption lounges are endless, and it's the same thing while I always say decrim and safe banking, because once these things happen, it's finally going to be...
Then it's like your alcohol, because, like, people go to the bar and drink. You're going to go to the place and drink.
No, 100%. But like I was saying, it's just going to be closer to that normalization point for sure. You know what I mean?
I was, saying exactly that, comparing it to the alcohol. Which is good. I mean, that's what we're gonna want.
Oh, that's kind of T-Dub says $10 entry. You must purchase a soda, so it's like $12. But something like that. I mean, you had like a 2-drink minimum. You'd have to be like a 2X minimum. I don't know. You'd have to have some type of. I don't know. I don't know how you do that at a 2 soda minimum, 2-drink minimum at a pot. You know, so that way they spend like $15.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. And then it gets you to stay
a
little bit.
Chips, at least.
Well, because when you buy a drink, it causes you to stay there for a little bit. You know, that's why it gets you to stay there.
Get a bag of chips or a candy bar.
Yeah, maybe like a $5 minimum on food and drink or something. I don't know, but the whole point of that is to get people to stay there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like a strip club. Tito says it's hilarious. Exactly. Right, but no one's gonna be like ripping you off for money, right? So, yeah, like a strip club, that threw me off. That's hilarious. But yeah, kind of like that, because then you get people to stay there. I just see it that's where they're gonna run into issues.
Mm-hmm.
I
can see that.
You know, I mean, like the secondhand sales. How are they gonna stay profitable? Like you said, if no one's gonna want to spend money, it'll be easy for places like New York and Chicago. Well, I guess not New York because you can smoke outside. So New York's awful. So these won't work in New York. I mean, it still might just for popular because people might come smoke. Imagine Snoop Dogg's coming or Afro Man's going to be there. It's like what they do with EDM. It's like what they do with bars and clubs. They're just going to have people be there and shows and bring music and entertainment, and it'll be a whole thing. And that's what's sweet. But, I mean, I would much rather personally go to a show and smoke some bud. Like, to get wasted. And honestly, it might be a weird experience going to a show and you could drink beforehand, but no one's drinking there. It'd be weird. It'd be super weird. But like, I mean, how sweet it would be.
What are you talking about? We did that for the High Times Cup on Clio, man.
Oh, but right, that was super weird. That's rare. Has it happened 4 times in our life?
Out of all the shows we've been to, yeah, really rare. Valid.
See what I'm saying?
Valid.
You know
I'm saying we've been there. We saw it. It was cool. It was cool.
It's pretty ski.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But imagine like a festival than just weed.
Well, you couldn't. I mean, let's be honest. Music festivals are just gonna be drugs. So it's kind of like bring BIYO drugs. Bring your own drugs, because like people will drink, people will smoke weed, people will do whatever, and it's really kind of a judgment-free zone, and that's why I like music festivals. But that's a side note. Let's bring it back before the last 20 minutes. Just talk about terpenes, and we were talking about primary terps today.
Yep.
Which you want to start talking about?
Yeah, the top 3 that we were going through was your Myrcene, which is the most abundant in cannabis.
Actually, we should ask. Do you have a preference out of the limonene, Myrcene, and caryophyllene? Because do you?
Okay.
We never did ask that. We were thinking about that beforehand.
Out of those 3, my favorite, man, it wouldn't be limonene. because I like it. I only like it at certain times.
Or let's fix this. Which do you prefer, or which combination? Because I be honest, like most of my bud has all three of those in it. So that's what I was about to say. Is like I kind of have a option C because I can't really pick. All my bud is just a mix of those usually.
Most common, man.
Yeah.
I
do like some beta carefully and Myrcene though, because I like that spicy, earthy taste. Because I think that's where you get that skunk and that garlic. Because I think that's where you get the spice flavors. But
Yep,
there's always a little bit of citrus in there to bring that different flavors.
I like some of the beta carefully strains. Your sherbet, the Chem Dog, the Sour Diesel. Some of those are classics.
All right.
Like I said, the Pineapple Express. Great. I'd say I would have to probably drop Limonene, unfortunately, and I'd probably go with the Carefulline and the Myrcene as my combo if I had to drop one.
Right, which is interesting because you grow bangerang because like.
But I only like I like the citrus. At like I said, it's not something I want to smoke. I think every time I'm smoking weed, right? Because it's that citrus taste to me is like very powerful. In a lot of the strains that I get.
Dude, you gave me that bangerang like 2 months ago, and that bag still smells like it.
I know.
I'm just like trying to keep it open, but then the other bud gets ruined from it, and it's like, damn, son. It's like so hard to deal with.
Just chalk it up. That's a bangerang bag.
Forever, right? That's what I mean. Like it's such a potent smell that it just like takes over the bag forever. But
so it's like that's something I
it's
don't
more
want
like
to smoke all the time. I don't want to smoke all the time.
Thing.
I like it. I honestly love it during like the daytime, like right at noon, 2 o'clock, like midday. Like it's a nice smoke, tasty. Continues going through the day because it is uplifting without a doubt. Just give me a little creativity, buzz, and I'm just feeling good after I'm smoking it, and then I'll be good until about dinner.
Yeah.
And then that's when I'm gonna want my. You're carefully immersing that stuff that's just relaxing, knocks me out. Takes away my stress from the day, just de-stress, getting back into yoga, man. So trying, keep talking about it, so I'll do it.
That's how it goes, man. It took me months to talk about rock climbing to get myself into it. And granted, I feel weird taking a couple weeks off for my arm, but my arm was all messed up, so I had to take my time. Now it's feeling a little bit better, so I think I'm gonna try to go back. But anyways. That's how you gotta kind of like envision it, and people might make fun of me, but I do definitely visualize and aim for those visuals because you got to picture in your head before it comes real, right? So
100%. And that stuff I love during the day. So Limonene I would have to drop. Unfortunately, surprisingly, I think I would drop that.
That makes sense. But these are the primary terpenes, and let's talk about them a little bit before we get out of here.
Yeah, get into it, man.
So a quick summary. Talking about these primary terps, limonene.
Yoga Dave, I love it.
Yoga Dave.
Cheetah.
Dave Yoga. Can of yoga. All right. Primary terpenes examples: limonene, myrcene, carefulline. Limonene being that of a citrus peel of like a lemon.
Beta carefulline has the black pepper.
Do you have the lemon and orange?
It's
a mango.
I got the orange.
I don't know where the lemon went. Well, I think I dropped the lemon somewhere.
Oh.
Lemon.
Literally right in front of him.
Hey. That's the puff cup. All right. Citrus peel. That's the kind of flavors you get. Lemon tree being of that. I mean, there was a bunch, like you said, there was a bunch. Not Do. Tahoe G. There was damn it, this is kind of made my throat dry. But again, having that uplifting feeling, euphoric feeling, did bring up things like with inflammation. Myrcene being the most common in 21% of cannabis. And of those, now grab your fruit, the mango. And then that being in mangoes. And right. So, but also, again, that's what's interesting about the myrcene is that it's also depending on beta or alpha.
And then again, for the black pepper. I think Nick asked, this goes with the beta carefully.
Yes. So, bada bing, bada boom.
Bam.
And it's got musky or spicy. And that's why I think sometimes it's a mix of these. And that's why when you get flavor profiles, we're not talking too much today. We don't have anything about flavonoids and stuff, but that's a whole nother episode. No, the mix of terpenes and flavonoids kind of create that entourage effect mixed with the THC levels and phenotype. So it's a mix of all these things, you know, and that's why I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, you know, fuck THC. It's not fuck THC. It's not the only thing that matters, right?
No, it's like that. It's like that meme.
But if you want like very long lasting bud, and that's the only thing that matters. But like the thing is, sometimes when you get those high THCs, it kind of eats at some of the flavor, the terpenes. So to me, but you can have both, but it's, you know, everyone has their own thing. I trust my nose, and I like the terpene aspect, but to each their own, you know. But
and more as we're smoking and looking at the terpenes, I'm understanding which flavors I do like, and I'm gonna like in the strains. Most of the time, it's probably gonna like, but sometimes, you know, it is gonna not be what I'm looking for. And hopefully in the future we start seeing this on more of our packaging and more research being done. We have coming up in the future. I was gonna say who we have up, but we haven't recorded yet. But
yeah, we don't do that anymore because we used to jinx things.
So I shut up.
We're like, hey, we're gonna have this, and then just bails. We're like, no.
Yeah.
So well, we should have another terpene expert on soon, or I think it's a podcast. I don't remember what it is, to be honest. It's in my calendar.
Yep.
My brain.
Episode.
It's
You're
hard.
right.
It's hard sometimes, man. Sometimes, you know. But what's up, Cook 101? What's up, Van? What you smoking on?
I enjoy switching up flavors, 100%.
Yeah. Nick said that in the comments. No, definitely, and that's the thing. Like, who doesn't like mix it up? And definitely pinene, linalool, terpenol. Yeah, and I bring up pinene only to talk with Myrcene and be like, there's an alpha and a beta, right? Yeah. There's two different flavors to these that make unique profiles of these flavors of these terpenes, right? So definitely when you say Myrcene, you got to kind of like dial it in which one's which or whatever. But like at the same time, it helps. It definitely is a guide, you know? It's just like indica and sativa is too. Some would agree sativa and indica generally can be right. But if you want to dial it more in, terpenes will help you better. And then same thing with flavonoids, right? You dial it in a little bit more, you know, and I think it's just like the education now where we're at. It's like that's why terpenes are so popular. It's because we've heard the indica sativa thing, and now we're realizing there's more to the plant. You know, at least for me, I'm learning. So look how much we learned.
Oh, I know. You know? And it's going to continue happening because you have more and more states going legal and medical, and you have more research happening.
Yeah,
on it, which is phenomenal because we're going to understand which ones. Breeders might start breeding for specific strains that are dominant in specific terpenes because now we're understanding, those are the three dominant terpenes. But there's like osamine, like you said, there's humulene, transneridol, right? Was the other one. There's like so many non-primary terpenes that have great benefits. Like we're talking about, like instead of like anti-anxiety and some help with plant, what's it called? Not plant pesticides, but they take away the bugs from the plant.
Oh, right.
Plant repellent.
That's not one of the primary
smell repellent.
Ones, though.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. But those ones, I wonder if you're gonna start seeing breeders start breeding for not the primary terpenes as much. Try to find strains that are more dominant.
We're saying there's three main primary ones because we seem them. But we should really call these.
I would consider.
We really should have put common terpenes because, like, at the end of the day, these are probably the most common. But there are linalool, I would definitely say, is in there, which is the lavender taste, and it's very calming. I love linalool.
Yeah, me too.
It says, you know, and then helps with sleep.
Man, linalool is
it's great for a final toke. Yeah, you know, it really is. Like that Ocean's Drive we had wasn't even grown the best, but man, it hit. Like, it hit me.
That terpene hit, man.
You know, and sometimes that's what's beautiful about weed is even if it doesn't smoke the best, it still gets you there to that mentality most of the time, and that's why I love weed. That's why it's great that it's such a mind thing because it really gets you there. You know what I mean? Dude, like 100%. It's beautiful, and you know, gotta love this plant. You know, it can do so much. So yeah. Oh, what's up, D-Rock? What you smoking on, fam? And linalool's one. What did you say? Terpenol, right?
Yeah.
You know, it has even has floral notes. It says great pine with veggie dinners, which is like okay. But like again, like all these things about terpenes are very fascinating, and it's like when we had Travis on, the cook who cooked with terpenes, because now cooks are using distillates and terpenes, not always just cooking with raw plant matter. But he just doesn't decarb it.
No, yeah, they're always.
So you're not getting high from the plant, but you're getting other benefits from the actual plant, and it's so fascinating to learn how in depth this plant goes.
Mm-hmm. No,
you know
dude, it's amazing.
So we're definitely,
and so much more.
What's another like one that we're missing? Oh, pinene, because there's two different pinenes. There's alpha pinene, which is got that, which is a distinct pine smell. right? Everyone knows the pinene, that Christmas tree, right? We've only had a few strains where like alpha pinene was like in that month. Like Christmas tree, it's the one that
was that
sticks
mint,
out.
man. That was
it
like it tastes
smoked.
like evergreen.
Yeah, it was literally
like a straight evergreen tree. Or
it had to be the closest thing I've ever had.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
I mean?
No, 100%.
I don't know if I've ever had a strain that was like that. Well, yeah, but and then there's beta, which just says basil and dill, which is like a more specific that I don't even know if I've tasted. I'm sure it's in the mixture, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
that mints though, that was pretty good though. That was a good strain. That had pretty good.
The vegan terp, that's hilarious. Terpenol. I'm vegan. I only dab terpenol. I don't know. Yeah, and that's why terpenol is supposed to have a multi-dimensional
flavor. 7 or
too.
8, and there's like 100.
Yeah, that's true.
I think there's like 30 cannabis terpenes that we're talking about. Because I think we went through like 20 at one point, which is pretty wild. Each week we talked about a different terpene, which was pretty cool because it got us to learn about them, understand which ones are your dominant ones, which ones are in your specific strains, what are the effects that each of they have. And obviously some of the effects with some of the terpenes are the similar, like anti-stress, great for pain relief, like we were saying. So it's just cool to see it's just cool to see all these different terps in cannabis, and hopefully they're gonna get more of recognition and name in the industry, like Groovy was saying, instead of like your indica, your sativa debate always. Because if we bring the education to the terpenes, then we'll start learning about more of the cannabinoids and the flavonoids and going into the whole plant and not just is it indica or sativa. Because I think it's gonna help. It's gonna be able to help the consumer understand what product they're gonna want at the end. So,
yeah, for sure. Exactly. For sure.
So that's just my thought on terpenes in general within cannabis. Like, they're essential to it. It's part of the whole entourage effect. And when you're smelling with your nose, like that's the first part to it. And then when you're tasting the products, like the second part. So the aroma and the taste with me, like two key things for cannabis. And that's 100%. Where all the terpenes are. So,
I trusted my nose. So definitely that's, like I said, those are very important for me.
So, but other than that, man, I mean, check out our episode we got dropping tomorrow. It's coming out at 4:20 Eastern Time. It's on your Spotify, your Apple, your Amazon. It's with Andy, lead vendor of Oak Canna Brands. Under Oak Canna Brands is Petro, the wax company, Banco, the edibles. You have Canna Boys and Jay's Pre-Roll. All those are underneath of Oak Canna Brands. We talk about those. Each brand, you might be familiar with one of them.
Canna Boys.
From the medical days, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I loved it. I felt it was like really cool because I remember smoking their stuff and seeing it High Times, and now we got a guest, so it was awesome.
Yeah,
shout out Canna Boys. Check them out if you don't know.
Yeah, definitely good stuff. And like we said, we posted some sneak previews on our IG, so go check those out. Also, wherever you're listening, hit that like button, that subscribe button. Appreciate it. It helps these channels reach, grow bigger, build the community, and like we always say, advocate, educate, inspiring the cannabis community, because we want the community to continue to grow.
Keep spreading the love. Keep talking about it.
And we appreciate all you always sending us messages and reaching out, letting us know what you liked, DMing us on questions. So we appreciate that, and appreciate everyone tuning in with us live tonight.
Yep.
We will be going live this Saturday at 4:20 or 4:20. Oh my God, 9 a.m. Not 4:20. Actually, I have a comedy show we're going to on Saturday.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So.
Not really far off. So.
Yeah, I better be home by then. But on that, Groove, you got anything else on terpenes? I've been ranting here for a minute.
No, I appreciate it. Just talking about primary terpenes. Thank you all, and we'll be talking more terps and more other educational things about cannabis on Tuesdays. So appreciate y'all stopping in.
Yeah, much love. You guys all have a great rest of the week. Check out the episode live tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button on Spotify. It gives you those weekly notifications, or Apple, wherever you're listening. So appreciate it.
All right.
And as always, we're here to advocate,
educate,
and inspire. Till next time, y'all.
Peace.